We're back
We're back
again.
Well, two of us are back.
We almost didn't make it.
No,
Both of us. We were both scrambling to get here in time.
I don't know what it is about. It's like the day after a holiday. For some reason, everything that could have happened except for me getting into an automobile wreck. So I'm glad that didn't happen. But
No doubt.
stopped by a train accident in front of me. Stalled 18-wheeler on the interstate. On and on and on. So
Yep, sounds like fun.
So now we get to sit here and chill and talk about metal, which is a lot more fun than working and sitting in traffic. So hopefully, if anybody's out there listening and they're sitting in traffic, hopefully we can make the ride a little easier.
No doubt.
Heading to wherever you're going. But so anyway, episode 107.
107.
107.
We're going to talk about some new releases that we're digging from 2021 thus far.
Yeah, doesn't it seem like there was a lot more last year? And it's like everyone decided, oh, hey, we can release a record, so let's just go ahead and release a record. And it doesn't seem like there's quite as many. At least
I don't think so either.
Not
so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there is quite a few still to come too, so we'll see. I was looking, just making sure I didn't miss anything when I was pulling stuff, and then I realized that I forgot about the new Exodus coming out.
Well, see, and here's what I did. So, I make lists, and I made a list, and some of this stuff I don't even have yet because, we might as well just get started. So I guess we're starting. But because speaking of TJ Lewis, what's up? Metal will prevail, TJ, and Metal Overkill is here as always. Thank you for chiming in early. But like I'm still waiting for the new Forebode. It doesn't come out until 10 more days, the 17th, and I think that they're supposed to play a show here in Arlington.
I need to get that if it's coming out. Is it coming out on a physical format?
It's coming out on a physical format. It'll be on CD and cassette, I believe. Maybe TJ can chime in and let us know. But I've actually heard an advanced song, and they have released another one. But man, those dudes bring the heavy like nobody's business. And part of my shout out today, I don't know if because of Forebode, I met this guy called Transylvanian Recordings. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's from Oakland. He does nothing but heavy music, and I'm not talking Tiger Tails or Bang Tango. You're not going to find anything like that anywhere near his label. But anyway, one of my favorite releases is a band that I shouldn't repeat too often called Bag Bolsa de Mierda for those that speak Spanish. And this is about as heavy as it gets, and it sounds about like the name. It's gruesome, heavy, sludgy, whatever. And I met them because of their connection to Forebode. So here we are, off and running. And okay, so TJ says CD and cassette.
Right on, TJ.
On the Forebode. Yes, and we cannot wait. They actually debuted A Pit of Suffering is the name of the album. They actually debuted a couple songs off the record in my living room right over here, right over where the pool table is now. It was a fun time. It was kind of a birthday celebration. So once again, here we are almost to my birthday again, and the Forebode's breaking loose with another heavy slab of sludge and mayhem. So anyway, and you got any shout outs?
Not in particular. I did get something cool now that I've been waiting to get forever.
All right.
One of my all-time favorite new wave British heavy metal bands is Raven, and I have all their early singles, the stuff they released before signing to Neat and the Neat stuff. But I had been missing this one for a long time, so I got the Crash Bang Wallop.
Oh wow!
Neat Records single for a decent price. Finally,
that's if you can find any of that stuff for a decent price, then you're lucky because
or at all.
Yeah, because none of that stuff, unless you go to Rodney Dunsmore's house, none of that stuff goes for very cheap. But
I I think this particular single, if and maybe correct me anybody who's listening that if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it was really just a promo single. It wasn't sold to general public because they were selling the 12-inch EP of Crash Bang Wallop. I think this went to radio stations and whatnot. And the backside's got Rock Hard on it from the first album. So,
right on. Well, we thought we'd talk today about new releases this year, 2021, stuff that we're excited about, stuff that is just coming out. And like I said, it just doesn't seem like this year has been quite as prolific as last year. It seemed like everybody came out with records last year, and which is odd because they can't really tour on stuff. But as I dug around into it, there's lots of stuff that's out there, and most of it's super, super duper heavy. There's some really, really, it goes beyond. In fact, we kind of talked about some of those labels that are into the funeral doom or the tomb mold, funebrarum type stuff. That's just so far extreme doom heavy sludge. But there's a lot of those labels out, and then slam is another kind of a big genre of metal that's happening. But I don't know. I showed you the Bolsa de Mierda. What is your first exciting release for the year?
This is one that I expected something different, so I was a little disappointed when it first came out. Or I don't know if disappointed is the right word. It just didn't strike me when it first came out. Sure. But the more I listen to it, the more I love it. And now it's probably one of my favorite releases. But UK thrash band Detritus, and this is their new album called Myths. It is not thrash. It is metal. It does have some thrashy moments. It has some doomy moments. It's pretty much not thrash, though. It's not what I would call thrash. Well, but yeah, once I got beyond the fact that it wasn't thrash, and I just really started getting into this album a lot.
Well, if you're expecting the first album with anything that they did after that, you're going to be very disappointed. So kind of like you, where you were thinking, maybe they're going to get back to their thrash roots. But the first Detritus was really, really a ripping, thrashing, mayhemic record. And then the second one came out, and I'm just kind of like, what?
It was progressive. It was very progressive.
Yeah, very progressive. What are they doing? And so
and you got progressive moments on here too, but there's also some simpler moments on here, like a song called Pharisee, which I would just call straightforward hooky metal. But none of it's we're not talking Dokken here or Poison. This is heavy stuff, but it's just not all speed all the time is what I'm trying to say. But in any case, yeah, this is a fantastic record. I'm really, really digging it this year. So
Harmless Rebel agrees with you. He really loves it, really digs it.
Right on. What's up, Steve? What's up, Steve? Headbanging Zulu too, UK. I was on there. Right on.
Yeah, no, we've got a whole crowd. It seems like we didn't have as big a crowd last week, but something I was really stoked about coming out, because I really dig this band, is the Asphyx with Martin Van Drunen. This thing, they sort of went away for a while, and but this Necroceros is a brutal, ripping, thrashing. It's almost it's almost akin to earlier Bolt Thrower, but faster, maybe. But I love Martin Van Drunen's vocals. It's reminiscent of maybe the second Pestilence, which he was a part of. But I was really stoked about this Necroceros, and it's one that I put in. I loved it, and I keep putting it in and keep loving it. It's just one of it never it wasn't one of those ones you have to warm up to. It was instant gratification, and it still succeeds in succeeding.
Right on. Yeah, that's what I just wrote that one down because I kind of forgot about it and haven't even checked it out yet.
So. Ooh, the new Bewitcher album. I've heard stuff from Bewitcher. Are they from Brazil? Or are they from Germany? I don't remember. Anyway, I've heard their stuff. It's ripping. I think one of my friends, Rob Doom McNeese down in Houston, put some of those guys on a comp CD that he did for me, and I have to go back and circle back around and delve into it a little more. What do you got?
Justin Harris asked, "What y'all do with Rob? Did he get fired?" No, he's not fired. We beat the crap out of him, and he's really black and blue, and
Yeah, he doesn't want to embarrass himself by coming on. And I mean, he thought we were talking about Tiger Tails and today. Enough's enough for you,
Slaughter.
Rob. Yeah, and Slaughter. But all good bands, by the way. If you're into that. All right.
New
wow.
from the UK, the new Evil.
Yeah, man, that thing rips.
This is a great album. I'm really digging it. I've always liked Evil, but they've never like blown my face off. You know, this one I really, and maybe it's just because there's not a lot of this kind of stuff coming out at the moment. But regardless, this is just balls to the wall thrash. So, really good album from Evil UK, if I'm not mistaken, right? UK band.
Yeah, exactly, and they do it right.
Napalm Records.
Yeah, well, you know, if you're listening to something off of Napalm Records, that you're probably going to get something heavy and fast. And speaking of the Bolt Thrower era, Memoriam to the End. What a great record!
This my next one was going to be.
Oh wow, yeah, we never think alike, Scott. You know, this is basically Bolt Thrower without the drummer who passed away. Was it the drummer that passed away?
It was a drummer who passed away.
Yeah.
But I think there's only one at this point. There's only one member of Bolt Thrower left. I don't even remember who it was.
Well, I remember seeing Pestilence and Bolt Thrower back way a long time ago, and that's what kind of set the tone with the Martin Van Drunen Asphyx thing. But what a great record! Is yours colored vinyl? Mine's like a hazy blue or whatever.
I think I can't remember. I just played it the other day too, and I still can't remember. I usually try and buy black if black is available, and I did.
And you did this time too.
Yep.
Huh. Well,
unless it's something really special, or I don't really go for the colored vinyl, just because, in my opinion, black tends to have the best sound quality because it's the most stable color. It's the most tested color, and that's what I've always understood to be. It's definitely the best when it comes to when you start getting into the clear vinyls and
some of them are if they're solid, they tend to sound okay. But you're right. That's why I have multiple copies of certain things.
Yeah, I've got the same thing going on. So.
All right. Since I stole one of yours, go ahead and fire away.
All right, let me grab another one out of this pile. I got a little pile. Heck, actually, let me show you a CD. This is one that I haven't really shown a lot of recently, and someone told me it's really good, so I grabbed it. And this is the new Yngwie Malmsteen.
I saw that the other day, and I didn't know what to make of it. Is he singing?
I don't know that he is. I've already heard it twice. There's a lot of instrumentals on here again, which is great because that's what he does best. And I think he may be doing some vocals. Hang on, I'm going to double check it real quick. Actually, some nice photos in this booklet. Let's see. Anyhow, regardless of who's singing, I really dug it. He kind of reaching back to his to the early stuff. Well, I mean, it's Yngwie. You know what I mean? Yngwie does what Yngwie does. Either you like it or you don't. But I don't think he is because his vocals are kind of grating at times.
Yeah.
He kind of has a style like Yulia Roth, like some at points where can't sing, don't care.
Yeah, and let me just cover it up with about 16 bars of just amazing noodling. But
yes.
Well, here's a guy that doesn't suck when he sings. How about that?
That's not at all.
Yeah, and I picked this up finally. You know, I've been in tune with Charlie and Nick, the drummer, and yes, I know. They came in multiple colors, and so I didn't even know what color I was getting. I was just buying the record to buy the record, and I ended up with red, which is I think one of the ones Charlie doesn't have. He's got yellow, orange, pink, purple, whatever, black, white, and he doesn't have the red. So maybe we're gonna work something out. Who knows? It's
a pretty heavy record. I think it's better, or at least as good as the last one, and way better than his second solo album he did.
Oh yeah, I agree. That last record. For the Love of Metal was just completely it was a shock. It was a little bit of a shocker, I thought, and it was beautiful, man. I love the fact that all these guys came together and said, we're going to make this record, we want you to sing on it, and it was like a no pressure type deal, and it was awesome.
I agree.
Highly recommend both records. But
I'm trying to remember the name of the album that came before it. That's let's see, We Are the Ones. That one I really couldn't get into. I have it. I have it on vinyl. I tried, especially after I got this and after we had that interview. But it's just not. It's just not.
Yeah, it's a little disjointed and it's not quite as cohesive. But I mean, this is a solid band and a solid songwriting, solid lyrics, everything. So I dig it.
That's why I think I like this one better than the last one, because it just seems like it's more. I don't know. I think I like Charlie's songwriting a little better. Then what's the guy who wrote most of the last album? Come on, help me out here. He produced the album too.
Jamie Josta.
There you go. Jamie Josta wrote most of the last album. Whereas this one here, I think Charlie did a lot of the stuff because remember the story of him telling us how
he already had it in the can pretty much.
Yeah, he was going to be retired and done, so he started writing all this like stuff where it was thrash music, and he was told us that, all these dual guitar harmonies and stuff like that. So anyhow,
yeah,
I have never heard D Does Broadway. Is it any good?
I don't know, but that's got to be a shocker for people hanging out on Broadway. I don't know. This next one for me was I can't necessarily classify it as metal, but I can't just discount it as not being metal. Is Earthless. I don't know if you're familiar with these guys. Power trio, desert swamp rock. But this thing is exceptional. It's I got the Blu-ray, so the sound quality is great. But they have 3 songs, and each song, one is in the bright sun, one is at dusk, and one is at night with a laser light show in the background, and it really is killer. And so and then they have some fun little goodies like them riding out in the back of a truck and they're talking about the making of the record. But anyway, this is available on vinyl. It's available on CD, but I got the blue. I love the live stuff. Personally, I just love to watch the live stuff. So that's how I like to listen to it. So Earthless, highly recommended, especially if you're into the sludgy Fu Manchu meets Nebula meets Sleep meets Earthless, for crying out loud. They have their own style. So I dig it.
I'll stick with the live thing then, and pull out the new Screamer live sentence.
Oh wow, check that out. That's cool.
So this I ordered this direct from I pre-ordered this direct from the band's website. Yeah, it's solid. I mean, it's a really good album. It's a really good performance. It's raw and heavy, but it's not overproduced. I hate when live albums are overproduced. You know what I mean?
Aren't they a Cleveland band?
No, Screamer are from Europe.
They're from, okay.
Yeah, this is not the original Screamer. This is not the Screamer from the United States. This is a Screamer from Europe.
Okay.
This is, I think, their 5th or 6th album now. And I have them all, including several singles they have out. But yeah, this is just straightforward, traditional, galloping, Judas Priest inspired heavy metal. Very good band and a really good live album from them. Live Sacrifice. They also sent me a little thank you card, which I thought was kind of interesting to do. So
wow, that is cool.
Well, thank you card for buying it direct from them. So
very nice. Well, I'm gonna
personal items like that bands do.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back to Texas, and I'm gonna throw 3 heavy duty slabs of scorching heavy metal at you. First off, Steel Bearing Hand. Anybody familiar with them? Slay in Hell. This thing is an absolute ripper. Wyatt Burton is, I've known him for a long, long time. He's been in a multiplicity of bands, different bands. I did the cover for their last one, their EP, which was really a fun project. But this thing, Steel Bearing Hand, Slay in Hell, please figure out where to find it and buy it, because it is a ripping mayhemic thrashing heavy metal record. The other one,
Steel Bearing Hand, just wrote it down.
Steel Bearing Hand, Cryptic Void. Now I don't have a copy of this yet because it's only a digital copy, but they released a new record. This is H-Town's finest. This is a Gulf Coast grind band, Post-Human Godhood. But and I'm showing you one of their earlier releases, Into the Desert Temple. But let me tell you what, Cryptic Void, they're like an all-star band. They got members of War Master, Insect Warfare, Oath of Cruelty. They have all these. It's like the epitome of an all-star band. But highly recommend the Posthuman Godhood by Cryptic Void. And last but not least, on the Texas metal scene, Frozen Soul. I know that TJ loves these guys, but Frozen Soul from Arlington, man, they took the metal world by storm, and all of a sudden, and this thing's available in like 15 different colors. They just did a huge show at Division Brewery where we went and saw The Skull and The Obsessed. TJ says, in my top 5 this year, Slaying Hell, of course. But so keep it in Texas, man. Those 3 records right there, the Frozen Soul, Cryptic Void, and Steel Bearing Hand, can't miss. Very exciting to have them in my collection now, and of course, play them extremely loud. What say ye?
This is probably one, and I've shown this one multiple times, so you might be sick of me showing it, but honestly, one of the most played records in my whole collection this year. I absolutely love this album. But this is a new Triton.
Oh yeah,
Blood of Kings double album, rock, metal, whatever you want to call it.
I actually got on YouTube and checked it out, and I really dig it. I like that. I like that one cassette that I have with the white cover and the 3 guys.
Yeah, that would have been Celestial Messenger. That was from early '80s or mid '80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is their first album back together since Silent Tiger, which came out, I believe, at the end of the '80s. But Eric Gillette, who is the keyboard player and drummer on this album, is just superb. I mean, the guy is he could play any instrument in Dream Theater and keep up, and if not, show him how to do it right
and excel.
And that's saying a lot.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing I really love about the Power Trio is that there's nobody can make mistakes, and especially if you're adding keyboards, and I mean you're running out of limbs to play, and so it gets a real dicey.
Well, the other thing is Larry Dean hasn't lost his chops at all. I mean, the guy is still just slamming guitar player.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if that's what you choose to do in life, then knock it out of the park and do it right. Yep. All right. Well, my namesake is putting out a record this year. This actually came out at the end of last year. It's an EP called Despicable, but it actually has an album track coming from the upcoming Torn Arteries, which I'm waiting on. I pre-ordered, and I'm interested to see how the cover really looks, and because I've only seen small versions of it, but it's basically fruits and vegetables made to form human organs. So anyway, Bill and Jeff always have a unique perspective on music and life, and their music reflects that. But anyway, Carcass, Torn Arteries, coming out soon. Can't wait. Of course, I've got to add that to my collection, and because, of course, the reason, whatever. All right. What else you got?
That Metal Mayhem.
I even picked it up on cassette.
Metal Mayhem said that the new Hammer King rules. I haven't heard that. I'm writing it down now. I'm actually writing things down here. If you see me leaning over, it's because I'm writing crap down.
No, I do the same thing.
So Hammer King, thanks. So I also wrote down Frozen Soul and Steel Bearing Hand. So
yeah. Now let me tell you about Frozen Soul. You're gonna think that it's a young version of Bolt Thrower. It is that same vibe. I saw him about 18 months ago, open for I Want to See Blood, Incantation, and somebody else, and man, it was just brutal. It was really awesome. I've never seen them perform poorly. So you'll get a treat, especially if you like that plodding, heavier vibe of Bolt Thrower style. And they're not a rip-off band. They're their own entity, but they do have a cool vibe about them.
Right on. My turn or yours?
I don't know. I've got some things. I was gonna say, let's see. I mentioned The Pit of Suffering by Forebode. I don't have a copy because it's not out yet. Oh well, here. How about this? How about the new Cannibal Corpse? I think you really have to be a fan in order to keep buying their stuff. But every album is solid. They don't put out there's no Saint Angers in Cannibal Corpse. They're all solid. They're all fast. They're all heavy. They all reflect a really gross horror movie. But I really dig this one. It seems almost a little more in control. There's less frenzied parts. It seems a little more structured and whatever. So, maybe reminiscent of the old Death Days or old Massacre type stuff, but still have the heavy breakdowns, the killer riffs. Of course, Alex Webster is the man on bass, and the drumming is stellar. And Corpse Grinder, I mean, whose neck is bigger and whose helicopter hair antics are better? None than him. So, but anyway, so yeah, I recommend it. It's is it the best Cannibal Corpse? Maybe not, but it's not bad because they don't put out a bad record.
There you go.
In my opinion. Fighting in the parking lot.
How about some power metal, U.S. power metal, Inner Siege?
Oh yeah, Inner Siege.
Fury of Ages. This is on No Dust Records. I don't know what that label is, but
is it purple?
Is the label purple?
No, is the vinyl purple?
No, I think I got black.
You got black again? Oh, okay. That's cool.
I'm gonna check, but I'm pretty sure I got black. I usually, if black is available, I'll usually go for the black. It is actually a deep dark green color.
Oh wow! I knew some of them were. I saw one over at Born Late, and they were all purple, or one or two copies. But
yeah, there's multiple colors available. But anyhow, just straight up U.S. power metal, heavily influenced by the European scene. I mean, you can tell they're fans of Halloween, Running Wild, Gamma Ray, that sort of thing. And the guitar player, Kev, definitely a fan of Yngwie Malmsteen and Impalatory, because he does that. He can do those shredding sort of, guitar solos. Melodic, though, and also memorable, lots of hooks. I like their first album a lot. This one's easily as good.
Well, like always, I'm leaning more to the heavy side. And I brought this out when we were talking about Doom, Mortiferum. They actually have a full length coming out. They released a single this year called Preserved in Torment, and they have a full length coming out by the end of the year. So I can't wait for that. And I guess some of the stuff that I wrote down, I don't know have you ever heard of Gravesend?
Yes.
Okay, check those dudes out. Methods of Human Disposal is pretty ripping. I mean, it is scary ripping. There's a Stone Rebel, Russian band, power trio, just released Space Indigo. I buy their stuff on download because getting the record here is not only, I mean, there might be 100 of them and it'll cost you $60 and a lot of prayers to make sure it gets here safely. So, anyway, what do you got? You know how it is ordering from some of the old behind the wall countries. I mean, no offense. I typically have no problem ordering from a couple places in Germany and the Netherlands. The Dutch always treat me well, but everywhere else is a crapshoot, especially Russia or
Brazil.
France or Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah, I sent a package out to Brazil to a friend of mine 3 times, and he didn't get any of them. So I was like, sorry, dude, I cannot buy another one of those.
Well, some postman has got his horns in the air and is banging his head.
Yeah. So, all right, this is a fairly heavy record. Brand New Vulture.
Oh, wow. I wrote that one down, but I don't have it. How is it?
It's superb. I mean, it's controlled chaos thrash metal, exactly what you want from this band. I mean, the cover of the swinging axe hitting the rocks is pretty much nails it. I mean, and look at that back cover.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
that Under the Guillotine was that the last one? Under the Guillotine?
I believe so, yeah.
Man, that thing was. I love that style of Teutonic German thrash. with the high vocals and so forth. Really, really dig that. That's a good one.
The little hype sticker says, "Heavy, fast, deadly vulture are here to kill again."
Oh man, I love it. Save that.
So, yeah.
Let's see. Well,
definitely a highlight for me this year. So,
how about this? Did you get yours finally?
I did not, because I did not order one because I was broke at the time.
Oh yeah, this was not cheap, but I thought, well, I'm going to support the band. I kind of burned my budget on two songs, but that's okay, man. I like these dudes, and they autographed it, and it's kind of fun. So they got a full length in process anyway. I'm hoping it comes out sooner than later. You got one of these, didn't you?
Yes, I got one of those. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Now this was just the single, and they released something called Clad in Black, which I think has the single, and then it's like the repackaging of Vampiro and then something else.
I don't have that yet.
No, I don't have that. But you got one of the singles, right?
I did get one of the singles, yep.
This is one of my, people ask me all the time. I don't know how I come up with stuff, but this was one of my finer moments, I think. So anyway, I appreciate James and Larry and the band for giving me an opportunity. That was a cool one.
I like it. Great cover.
Yeah.
All right, I got one that'll make Rob happy if he's watching. One of his favorites of the year, I know. This is the new Todd La Torre.
Oh, yeah.
This does not sound like Queensryche. So if you're expecting Queensryche, you're not going to get it. It's much heavier, much more driving than anything Queensryche has done since Queen of the Reich. So, this is really, really solid, just straightforward heavy metal, modern production, very, well produced, obviously. But yeah, Rat Pack Records, they always put out quality products, and this is really, really well done. I was actually surprised. I bought the CD instead of the vinyl because it was cheaper, and I'm like, I'm going to buy this thing and I'm going to listen to it once and put it on the shelf. That's kind of what I was thinking in my head. And then I bought it, and I've listened to the CD multiple times. It's really, really, really good.
Hey, Harmless Rebel says that Brazil has corrupt customs, and he's dealt with them too many times, but he highly recommends the new Dead Heat and Enforced albums. Both are killer crossover thrash. I'm guessing those are kind of like the Vulture, as we mentioned them. But so cool recommendations as I sit and write. I was gonna say, like, once again, there's some stuff that hasn't come out yet. How about KK's Priest?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm pretty stoked for that. We know some guys in the band. Sean Elg, the drummer. I guess he's playing on the American side of things. I don't know. I'd heard that Les Binks was playing on the British stuff, but is that true or false, or is that just
I heard he was, but I guess from what I understand, it didn't work out. I don't know. There's just rumors going around, so who knows what's true, Yeah,
well, Sean Elg is an amazing drummer. He's also in Nihilist and Cage and who else? All the above. He played in Hellstar, and he and Casey Trask were in Hellstar at one point, just to fill in for a couple people.
How about there's a new Exodus coming? I'm looking forward to that.
Persona Non Grata. I've actually heard some riffs. I dig it. I mean, once again, I sort of went through their whole catalog not too long. Well, when I was in kind of lockdown for a couple of weeks, and so I had to do something. And I don't know, man. They really, their albums are different, and Rob Dukes is different than Steve Souza and Paul Bailoff. Obviously, everyone says, Bonded by Blood. That's the only Exodus record. I disagree with that, man.
I do too.
In fact, even I even like the remake. So sue me, fight me. Come see me in the parking lot. I don't care. I didn't say it was better than the original. I liked it. Why not?
I liked it too. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. But I'll commit total blasphemy here. I like the second and third albums as much, if not better, than the first album. So there you go.
Well, then I'll be in the same blasphemy wagon with you, because I feel the same way. And I actually like Force of Habit too.
I like Force of Habit too. I like pretty much nearly everything they've done. I'm not saying every album is my favorite album, but
Well,
What was
and
it?
I'll take you even further. How about this? Impact is Imminent is probably their best overall record start to finish.
Impact is Eminent is really good, and people don't like it for some reason. Matter of fact, when my band was recording our covers album, our tribute album, one of the songs I highly recommended doing, and I pushed it, just didn't get there, was "Thrash Under Pressure." I would have loved to have recorded that song. It's such a great song.
Yep.
It's an underrated gem in their collection, in their catalog, if you ask me.
Yep, I agree.
I got another one for you.
Okay.
I know this is your absolute favorite band, but this is the new Flotsam and Jetsam, and man, I got a bad glare there. I think this is a great record.
I've listened to it and I like it. Okay, I never said I didn't like Flotsam and Jetsam. I just don't love them like everybody else.
I don't love everything they've done. I have everything they've done, but this album is really, really well done. Really good, heavy riffs, fast songs, memorable. That's kind of the problem I have with some of Flots's stuff, is that some of it tends to be forgettable. You know, you walk away and you don't remember what you heard. But this album's got a lot of, and it could help that I've seen these guys live just a couple weeks ago too, and they played some songs off this thing, which reinforced it in my head.
Sure.
And they were good live too. And we were the first show on the tour, so there was a couple hiccups here and there, guitar strings busted, that kind of thing, you know. But they put on a great show.
No, I have nothing but major respect for them. They're still putting out quality music, and I even liked. Believe it or not, I like some of their weird stuff like Drift and Quattro, and
so do I.
You know, it's just different. It wasn't.
I really like Ugly Noise. That's what I love. That.
Is that the one with the barking dog on it?
No, Ugly Noise is the one with the beat up piano keys on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, once again, I there's so much out there that if it doesn't just grab me immediately, sometimes I just jump off the bandwagon. A couple other things that I did. I guess I had one more. I didn't think I had any more. Elder Omens, and they just released a live session. Once again, this is one of those tweener bands, not really metal per se, but not really just rock. I don't know how to describe them. That's kind of why I like them. They're sort of a hybrid. They're very atmospheric. They have heavy riffing, great guitarist, great vocals, and I dig them. And they just keep cranking out great records. In fact, what is the name? Oh, it's called Live Sessions, and it's two songs off of, or one song off that record and one song off the previous, and it's just killer. So I don't know, dig it.
I got a few more here that are metal, and then a couple of ones that I would just call rock. But the new Accept, I think, is superb.
Dude, it is really good. I wasn't shocked that it was good, because their last two I thought were very credible, but that thing is really brutal. I like it.
I like it a lot too, and I really like the cover art. I've heard a lot of people complaining about it for some reason. I think it's a really cool cover, so I don't know what the problem is. I just think people need something to complain about, and can't complain about the music, or complain about the cover. This one is a little bit cheating, because it actually came out on CD in December of 2020. The vinyl didn't come out till January of 2021, so I didn't get it until then, because I didn't. But this is the Brand New Bride. This is Here's Your God. This album, fast and heavy and really good. A return to a more metal, definitely a metal sound for Bride. Dale Thompson screams and screeches. It's really, really well done. One of my favorites are the first three Bride albums, and this one would come in at number 4. So,
interesting.
But yeah, I mean, it's still Dale Thompson and his brother Troy. You know, are the two main characters in the band. So
I'm trying to think where I saw that, and I thought, man, I was a little shocked that they had a Bride album for sale. Anyway, Orbit. Ever heard of Orbit Culture? No, but I'm going to write it down. Orbit Culture.
And then how about Saxon Inspirations, their cover album? Now,
I heard
if I did
about that one.
If I did, yeah, me too. If I did a top 20 albums of 2021, I don't think this would make the cut for me. I think some of it's just a choice of songs. They went with such iconic songs as opposed to like deeper cuts. But some of them are really good. I really thought they did a great job on Thin Lizzy the Rocker.
No.
Hold the Line by Toto. What a unusual choice for a metal band to record, but it's a good song. They did a great job with it. Problem Child's great. Deep Purple Speed King, I think they did a good job. I think one of the best jobs they did was on Bomber by Motorhead, which just makes sense. But Paint It Black, Paperback Writer, Stone Free. I mean, I love all those songs, but they don't sound like bands. When they do this kind of stuff, they need to make the song their own. You know that, and those songs, they just sound like covers to me.
Yeah,
they don't sound like.
Speaking of that, that's a key thing. Make songs your own. I noticed that that in Psycho Vegas this year, that they kind of gathered the masses and they did a tribute to Motorhead, and they had everyone from Brant Bjork and Phil Anselmo and Mothership and all these bands coming together to do Motorhead covers. And in as much as and I've heard some of the Mothership stuff, I actually heard some of the new Phil Anselmo renditions of Motorhead songs. They sound like Motorhead songs. You're familiar with them, but they are individual to those bands, which is really cool. So I can't wait for that to come out on Psycho Wax Records. I think it's supposed to be out before the end of the year or at the beginning of next year. So maybe we can circle back to that. Potato Fry said, what do you think of the new Maiden?
Okay, the new Maiden is I pre-ordered it and it was supposed to be here on release day, but it's now saying it's supposed to get here on Thursday. And I heard the one song one time. That's all I cared to do. I'd rather wait till the album gets here and listen to it all the way through, see if I, dig it or not. I'm hearing a lot of positive things about it. People are saying it's better than the last album, which I didn't think the last album was bad. I just thought it was a little rough to get through in one shot. So we'll see. So I don't know. But I did order the vinyl, and then I have a family member who works for Target, and I asked him to pick me up the Target exclusive CD because it's got a lenticular cover in it. So hopefully I'll have that soon as well.
Okay.
I got a few rock albums I wanted to show real quick, and I also have.
While you're looking for that, something that I'm waiting on still, Nervosa, three-piece Brazilian thrash band, kind of dark and blackened thrash. Perpetual Chaos is coming. I don't know if you're familiar with Gatecreeper. I really like their early stuff. Their new EP and Unexpected Reality. If you're expecting what you got on the first few releases, then don't buy it. But I powered through it, and I actually kind of like it now. But I was really shocked when I bought it unlistened, and then was a little put off by the fact that it sounded almost like nu metal in places. But and a couple more, and then I'll let you finish up. But Pathology, Everlasting Plague, Pathology from San Diego. Something definitely in the water down there, and those guys are just absolutely brutal. And then how could I leave out Cathexis from Austin, Texas, and we sing about dead stuff. I remember the first time I ever saw him. I saw him with Asylum and maybe Dead Rising at the at Reno's Chop Shop in downtown Deep Ellum, and I'd never heard him before. And there's this big, tall, statuesque, model-looking dude. And he says, we're Cathexis from Austin, Texas, and we sing about dead stuff. And they sure enough did. For 40 minutes, they tore stuff up with us singing about dead stuff. And so they have Untethered Abyss, which is new, and it's out on vinyl even, kind of a swirly orange vinyl. I'm waiting for my copy. Otherwise, I would have a full review on that. Let's see. Well, I'm looking at the comments. Cassette Mayhem Dan loves the new Corpse album. I'm thinking he's saying Cannibal Corpse. Warrior Path, Vexillum. Chris says Cathexis is a childhood friend of his fiance.
Somebody else said Enforced Girl Kid killed Grid as well, so I wrote that down too.
Yeah, I wrote that one down.
Harmless Rebels told me before to check them out. So
not to be confused with Enforcer. Not to be
not Enforcer.
Because I did that.
There's more than one Enforcer too. There was a band in Albuquerque which I have their stuff from, and then there's the new wave of traditional heavy metal band which I also like. So
right.
Yeah, I've got. Let me show you a couple rock albums real quick. I think this is a fantastic album from these guys. This is a new Cheap Trick.
Oh, wow! A new record?
Yep,
like
brand new studio record. It's very well done. It sounds like classic Cheap Trick.
Cool.
It's not uber poppy, like they really got took in the late '80s into the early '90s. I think it's a return to just a hard rock sound from them, which I like Cheap Trick. I just think they're a great band, and this was a fantastic album from Alice Cooper. But
I saw that.
I'm a bit of a Cooper fanatic, so it doesn't even matter. He could put out an album of fart noises and I'd probably buy it. So it's just the way it is with Alice Cooper. I mean, just some of those bands, I just buy anything they put out.
As long as he keeps playing with Nita Strauss, that chick can play guitar. And, of course, she's not very hard on the eyes either. But, man, she can shred.
Yep. And then this is the last one I'm going to show. This is a Swedish band. This is actually a solo album from Narnia vocalist Christian Logren. Name of the band, their album is Melodic Passion. And it is exactly what it says, melodic hard rock. I wouldn't call it metal. It's not like Narnia, power metal kind of stuff. It's just melodic hard rock inspired by, the 70s and the 80s sound, but with a more modern production. It's actually very, very well done. They obviously were playing off the Narnia. Look at the giant Nart sticker on there from
right.
Get rid of the glare somehow. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Well, cross promotion's a good thing. So, of everything we've talked about, what would be your next? I'm so excited for this. I can't wait till it comes out. What? Name me two albums that you're stoked for.
I'll give you three. I'm looking forward to the new Exodus quite a bit. I'm looking forward to the new Yes album, which is coming out.
What?
Yes, Steve Howe and Yes are putting out a new record. I'm really kind of pumped. I mean, it's kind of weird because we've lost a lot of those guys, but
is John Anderson still singing?
No, John Anderson is not singing with them. John Anderson left Yes quite a while ago. So, nope, it's not John Anderson, but I'm still anxious to hear it. I really love Steve Howe, so we'll see what happens. But Yes, without Chris Squire, that growling bass sound that he's always had that kind of drove Yes to me, and he's gone. Obviously, he passed away. So, but we'll see. It's Yes. I'll buy it. I like Yes.
Who's playing drums? Do you know who's playing drums?
I think Alan White.
Alan White.
Yes. And then one that's probably lesser known to some people, but it's their 6th or 7th album now. But the new Biogenesis is coming out. Chaz Bond band. And Biogenesis is a whole new band. He put out 2 albums with a steady band that were really good and had his original guitar player. Parted ways. The band is now called After Winter, and have a different vocalist, and they're going in a more progressive, as Biogenesis was, progressive metal vein, whereas Biogenesis took a right-hand turn and went into a total speed thrash vein, returning more to their older style, less progressive, more brutal, heavier vocals again. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. I don't know the release date yet, but I'm looking forward to it coming out. So.
Yeah, I too am looking forward to the Exodus and the KK's Priest. I'm kind of excited for that one, and now that I know about Yes, I mean I love Yes. I love that. It's a toss up between Yes and Starcastle because I think they're kind of they sound one and the same. But let's see, Metal Mayhem 777, the new Megadeth.
Is that coming out this year? I know that they just released that acoustic record, but I don't know. Maybe it is.
Headbanging Zulu UK says ABBA for Scott, but he will not admit it.
ABBA? It's Donny Osmond. Come on now.
Yeah, there you go. Marie Osmond. I danced with her once at a school dance. Oh, boy. Let's see. Harmless Rebel says the new Eternal Champion is also amazing. And let's see. New record from Solstice. What? A new record from Solstice? Man, I love that band.
Cool.
Anyway.
I also got I got one more I'll show real quick. I haven't even heard it, so I don't know if it's good or not. Okay. It is their 2nd album. It's a side project from Dale Thompson, and this is called Thomas Thompson Ordained Firestorm. This is the Rocks record album. It's brand new. It just came out. I just got this in the mail. Very nice cover art.
I was gonna say that looks pretty killer. That looks iconic.
It's got reversible covers as well. So it's got 2 covers. You can flip it over and voila.
Oh wow!
Second.
Well, you'll have to check it out this week and then give us an update next week. And
like I said, I haven't heard it. But yeah, the artwork in this thing. Look at that. That's just the back side of the tray. Everything is different. There's like even the CD. Look at this, the CD art. It's different from everything else. So
Wow.
I mean, it all kind of seems to go together. But
Yeah.
anyhow, I haven't heard it yet. I can't tell you what it sounds like. Rocks Records put this out. I literally just got this in the mail today. So
Okay. Well,
haven't heard it yet.
We'll look forward to the. Don't forget, right? Make yourself a note because we've been making prolific notes.
I got a pile of notes here.
Yeah, but check. Yeah, let's hear what you have to say about it. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it for us. I mean, I've kind of had fun. I didn't think this would we could drag this thing out for very long because I was Artillery. That's another one. The new Artillery X. Yeah, it's out, and they have a new singer, and I dig it, man. Those guys can write riffs, and the new Solstice is out now called Casting the Die. Ooh. Okay. Well, I'm going to be checking out for the new Solstice. Let's see. Solstice.
Oh, I just remembered another one that I should have shown. Oh, well.
Oh, well, what was it?
Glenn Rogers' new project that he just put out on this, but it was only a 7-inch single.
Oh, I had it in my hand and I put it back. I don't know why I did that.
It's good. I mean, I'm looking forward to the full-length album because the single it's got 2 songs on it. One song is pure. It could have been a song he wrote when he was playing in Hyrax, right. Whereas the flip side sounds like something he could have wrote when he was in Heretic.
Right.
So,
that dude writes one way, and it's just brilliant. And I love the way. I love his style. I love his I love his phrasing. I love his riffs. Man, he's a good guitarist. I really dig it. All right. Well,
that's it.
I guess we have to get better on these on our dismounts because I kind of watched last week's episode as we bailed out to Wino, which Wino's a funny guy and he's very informative, and I actually learned something new. I learned several things new that I never learned about Wino. So if you haven't checked out our episode last week with 106, we talked about Doom and Stoner Rock, and we had Wino, an interview that we have done with Wino back on August 6th, and it's really kind of funny and informative. And there's a guy that just really believes in the music enough to where he doesn't really care about making money. He just wants to make music.
Right.
It's just kind of fun. And that's kind of what we do here. We just talk about music because that's what we like to do. It's not like we're, unless somebody wants to start writing checks, we're just doing it. We're just doing it for the fun. So anyway, Metal Mayhem 777, Scott, check your Facebook. I sent you a pic of an LP.
King Diamond's got a new record out.
Ooh, he lives here in Dallas-Fort Worth area. In fact, I know exactly where he lives. I'm sworn to secrecy. I just know that he had to remove the purple curtains from his garage because they didn't meet HOA code. So anyway, he likes it really dark in his house, including in the garage. So
I don't know why I find that so funny, but that's
I don't know why anyone would care what kind of drapes you have hanging in your garage, but anyway, it is King Diamond, and I know that he probably is enigmatic as they get. And anyway, that's a funny story, right. But it's true. But I don't know. I would love to see. I haven't seen King Diamond in so long, and I know when he came out, didn't he do like a tour like 2 years ago where he did Olive Abigail or something, and I just didn't get out to see him, and I wish I had because man, he's impressive. He can still do it too. I mean, he can still hit those high highs and still has the good melody, and he's not pitchy. I don't know how he does it, but he is an amazing vocalist.
Yes, he is.
But anyway,
before we go, I want to say one other thing too. I don't know if you saw, but I know you're not a huge fan of them, but I am a big fan of King's X, and Doug Pinnick turned 71.
Yeah.
What?
I have nothing against King's X. I love Dogman. That is a great record. Some of his side projects are even good, but
Pound Town, the first Pound Town, Massive Grooves, that's album's awesome.
Yeah. But, once again, there's so much stuff out there. Good grief.
Yeah.
I wish them all the best.
I just love.
Yeah.
But anyway, the reason I brought them up is
71?
Friday. Huh?
71?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, really? Is he really that old?
Yeah.
I don't. You know what? I almost want to check it and make sure I'm just not. Someone didn't just give me false information. I'm gonna do it right now. But
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think I did see that. In fact, one of the local sports stations has birthdays, and I think that they had mentioned singer Doug Pinnick of King's X being, and of course, the only people that knew who he was probably Rob and me.
Yep, he was born in 1950, so yep, that would be 71 years old.
Gosh,
that's amazing to me.
I feel young. I feel young and spry today now. Thank you, thank you for helping me feel younger.
But the reason I mention it is because on Friday, their 3 Metal Blade albums are getting re-released on CD, remastered, gold discs, bonus tracks, collector's cards, expanded booklets. So I can't not mention it because I'm really excited about those. And I'm more. I mean, I know this is self-promotion, but I got to do the layouts and artwork for those. So
are they King's X records or are they something else?
No,
all 3 of them are King's X.
Yes, Tapehead, Mr. Bulbous, and Manic Moonlight are. Is that right? Manic Moonlight? Yeah, those are the 3 that are coming out in gold discs on Friday at boonsoverstock.com.
Interesting.
So yeah, I'm very, very anxious to hear it. And another note is that Rob Caldwell did the remastering.
Oh well, then I'm sure it will sound good because we know that his stuff does sound great.
He was stoked to do that, and he was kind of sworn to secrecy. But now the cat's out of the bag and it's coming out on Friday, we can let everybody know. So
well, speaking of
definitely check it out because it's a short run.
Well, speaking of stuff that sounds amazing, next time you come to Texas, I've got that Song for America on Blue Technology or whatever, that Japanese pressing, and man, oh man, does that thing ever sound great. I mean, I can't even. I thought it's a great sounding record anyway, and I'm glad that thing plays clean for you because that's one of those ones that has those very quiet moments that need no surface noise. But wait till you hear this Blue Technology Song for America. It's really, really amazing. And by the way, I'm going through my collection. If you need any other Kansas records, please let me know.
I am missing the first album.
Well, it just so happens that you might just get a present in the mail. Anyway, so
right on. We're at an hour, so we should probably get it going. John and I can talk metal and music and collecting for hours. So, but I
appreciate everybody showing up today. Yeah,
you're a producer who's probably pulling his hair out, going, "Would you guys just shut up?"
I'm gonna broadcast from the truck again, so he can drive off a cliff if we go over time. But anyway, well, we appreciate you guys being here, and we didn't do the Metal Will Prevail last week, so we're going to do it this week. So thanks to everybody that showed up. Thank you, Scott. Look forward to seeing you next week, and maybe we'll have Rob, a special guest, who knows. But until then, Metal will prevail. And he's going to hold us out. Hold us out. Look at Monkey Butt go. Hold us out. Hello, Monkey.